Yes, today we meet with this lesson, that is Unit 8, the 8th lesson in your textbook, in your syllabus. Cash book and petty cash book. Cash book and petty cash book. So, as you know, children, now we have come past 7 units. 7 units. And the very last unit that we finished, we wrapped up talking about what? The last unit? Yeah, I'm talking about the 7th unit. Unit before this. Yes, correct. We finished off the introduction to prime entry books. Introduction to prime entry books. Prime entry books. And here we are with another lesson with more prime books. Here we are. We are having at hand another lesson with more prime books. Well, we discussed about cash book and petty cash book in our previous unit, in unit 7. Yeah. But it was just an introduction. So today we are going to go and study the cash book and the petty cash book both in detail. Okay. Right. In the cover page, you can see an accountant. Yeah, maybe an accountant, yeah. Yeah. Or a bookkeeper, maybe. Recording transactions in the cash book. He's recording transactions in the cash book. Yeah. With a calculator. And he has many more prime entry books. Yeah, might be prime entry books. Or even it could be the ledger. We'll find out. With a checkbook right in front of the desk. Yeah. So, the cover picture tells you a lot of things, right? Recording transactions in a book and having a calculator at hand. Yes, calculator at hand. He's having one right there on his left hand with more prime entry books, or it could be the ledger accounts. Yeah, and he's having a lot of source documents attached to that tool. We talked about this tool, right? Can you see this? We talked about this tool. It's like a nail or a stem which is attached to a plate, which can be kept on the desk. It is used to attach the source documents during the day. All right, let's look at the breakdown of subtopics. We have following facts in this chapter to be discussed. Let's see, 8.1. Cash book and an introduction to the cash book. This is 8.1. Introduction to the cash book. Dual function of the cash book. What is that? What is that? Well, you're going to learn. Okay? No worries. Dual function of the cash book. And next we have recording transactions in the cash book, balancing of the cash book and other accounts. finally, we have recording transactions related to discounts. Recording transactions related to discounts. Now, something interesting there. We have something very interesting. Something that will be useful in your day-to-day lives when you go on shopping, when you go on to your daily needs to buy things. You get discounts, right? Yeah. We are going to learn how to get discounts and how to record discounts. Recording discounts. Then we have the next chapter, which is the petty cash book. That is also something that we have already got the introduction to. We have got the introduction to this. We know what transactions are recorded in the petty cash book, and we know what is the source document which is relevant to this. Two subparts: petty cash impressed and preparation of a petty cash book with analysis columns. Some say analysis, some say analysis. It doesn't matter. Right, shall we? Move on. We are going to get ourselves more familiar with the cash book. Here we go, children. What's the role of the cash book? What's the role of the cash book? What's the role of the cash book? The role. What do you think the role of the cash book is? What do you think it is? What is the role of the cash book? What are you thinking when I do this? Do you think I'm talking about rolling something? No, sure. We're talking about the role of the cash book. What does it do? What is the purpose of cash book? Why do we prepare the cash book? What is the role? Well, I'll tell you the role. It's simple. Cash book plays a vital role in any business. Most of the businesses, 9 out of 10 businesses which are operated properly, which are operated and managed properly, 9 out of 10 businesses have this book. They prepare the cash book. Almost all the businesses. All right? Why do they prepare the cash book? What is the role of it? It's simple. The cash book is prepared in order to keep records of all the cash transactions. Cash transactions. You have to keep record of all your cash transactions. Every single transaction which happens. From the moment you open the shop until the end of the day. All cash transactions must be recorded. Until 5 or 7 or 9 or 10 in the night. Every single cash transaction must be recorded. Okay? That's it. And for that purpose, the book, the prime book, which is used in a business, is called the cash book. That is the role of the cash book. Shall we write it down? The role of the cash book. The role of the cash book. Keeping records of all the cash transactions. All the cash transactions. Okay. all the cash transactions. Simple. Keeping records of all the cash transactions. Further, you can say, if you want to elaborate, if you want to go into detail, you can say cash receipts and payments of a business. There you go. That is the role of the cash book. Keeping records of all the cash transactions. Okay. Cash receipts and cash payments of a business. All the transactions related to cash receivings and payings are recorded in a cash book. Very well demonstrated on that side in this picture, a cash book with a calculator. Calculator is a must. Calculator must, yeah, for calculations, for accurate calculations. But you will not be allowed to bring or to carry a calculator for your exam. You can't say, examiner, I'm very keen on accurate calculations, so let me get this calculator. No, you will not be allowed in your exam. But it is shown with a calculator, the cash book, right? And here you have the format of a cash book. It is a separate book, children, which is used in every business. All right. All right. The textbook content, the pages of the textbook, if you want to go into detail, just refer to your textbook. It is explained very well, and even examples are given in the textbook, so always refer to the textbook. Cash book. This is the prime entry book in which the receipts and payments of cash, currency, are recorded. A business has various sources of cash receiving and payments. Various sources of cash receivings. Okay. Here they have said receipts. Yeah. And payments. Receivings and payments. Various. There are various cash receivings, various cash payments. But I want you to get your attention on this. That is the important thing. This is the prime entry book. So, what you have to bear in mind is that cash book is a prime entry book. For now, you bear that in mind. Even in the previous chapter, previous lesson, we discussed about the cash book as a prime book, as a prime entry book. Prime entry book. Yeah. So here also they have mentioned that it's a prime entry book. But when we go further, you're going to learn something else when we go further. All right. First things first. Examples for sources of cash receiving of a business. Examples for cash receipts. Receipts. Can you see this? Now you can. Owner's capital. Owner investing. Children, investing means what? Investing means, you know what's investing, huh? Of course, you know what is investing. Owner putting in money, cash, the business. Owner investing cash. Owner investing cash. So it is a cash receiving, yeah, we are getting. Let's say owner is somewhere over there. Owner is somewhere over there. He's out of the camera. Okay. And he brings in money to the business. Let's say 50,000. And you are the accountant. His investing means he's bringing in money, which means in the business, you get that money, right? So it is a cash receipt. You take the cash from the owner and you record it in the cash book, because all the cash receivings should go to the cash book. And don't forget about the double entry. You record it in the cash book as well as in the capital account. Cash book and capital account. Now why do you look surprised? What? Somebody asked what is the involvement of the capital account? Did somebody say that? Children, the double entries, you can't forget the double entries. Whatever the lesson you do, whatever accounting part, whatever the whatever the thing you're doing in accounting, you can't forget double entries. No, you can't forget double entries. Every single transaction must have a double entry. So cash receiving from the owner as capital, that also should have a double entry. That's why I said first it is recorded in the cash book, then in the capital account. Okay. Yeah, correct. If you know the debit and credits, I heard somebody saying that debits and credits already, it doesn't matter. Already, if you can figure out the debits and credits, it's good. Okay. I'll just say it here. Cash book should be debited. Capital account should be credited. That is the double entry of this transaction. The double entry of this transaction. Okay. Cash book and capital account. Cash book debit, capital account credit. Don't worry, we will learn these things in detail. All right. And there's another cash transaction, cash receiving. We are talking about receiving, yeah, of course. Yes. Cash sales, that is also another cash receiving, another source of cash receiving. We sell goods to our customers and we get cash. We get the payment in cash. We get the payment in cash. When we sell goods, goods go out, cash come in. That's right. Yeah. Cash sales. Then we have cash received from debtors, the customers who earlier bought goods on credit. They are paying us. They are settling the debts. That is also a cash receiving. Yes. Next we have borrowing money, obtaining loans. Let's say obtaining. Doesn't matter if you say obtaining. Finally, you have cash receipts from rent income, investment income, and income on commissions. Several incomes are given. Yeah. Oh yeah, several incomes are given here. Well, you should know the different incomes of a business for sure. Rent income, investment income, that is also another income of a business. Then income from commissions, income from commissions, different incomes. Yeah, when we rent out, when we have our own building, we can rent out that building to somebody, okay, and we can receive a rent income. Yeah, likewise, different incomes are also generating cash inflows, cash coming into the business. Yeah. Next slide, children, we have payments. We have payments. Here we talked about receipts. Here we talk about payments. What kind of payments are there in a business? Purchasing goods for cash. When we purchase goods, like from our suppliers, when we purchase goods, stocks, boxes, sacks, and stocks. We buy more and more stock, which means we have to pay more and more money. Money goes out, paying the suppliers for purchasing goods. So purchases is a cash outflow. Outflow, not an inflow. We're talking about payments. Yeah, outflows. Purchasing of goods. Next, we have repayment of loans. Yeah, whatever comes should. Yeah, whatever we get, especially things like loans, we have to pay them back. Here it was mentioned as borrowing money or obtaining loans, that is receiving. Here repaying loans, that is a payment. Yeah. Then we have cash payment to creditors, payments made for expenses such as salaries and electricity bills and water bills and telephone bills and all the utility bills. What expenses do we have these days? Don't even talk about it. So many expenses we have these days. Yeah. Yes, I'm talking about the current situation. Even for a business, it's the same. Just like there are so many expenses in your house, at your home, at home. There are so many expenses in the business too. There are so many expenses for a business too. All those expenses means cash outflows. Cash outflows. Out, going out. More payments. More expenses means more payments. That's why that is mentioned here as a main payment of any business. Expenses. More expenses means more payments. Expenses. Next we have payments made for purchasing assets. Payments made for purchasing of assets. Fixed assets, children. non-current assets, fixed assets or non-current assets. These are the assets which last for a long period of time, non-current assets, or in simple terms, the assets which are there, which are used for a long time. We have to buy those type of assets, such as, machineries for the factory, furniture for the office, showroom, shelves and racks and all, motor vehicles for delivery purposes. We have to buy these things. Every time we buy assets, our money goes out. So that is also another main payment or expense or cash outflow. Yeah. Last but not least, we have withdrawal of cash by the owner. Owner takes money for personal use. In other words, drawings. That is one more payment or cash outflow that businesses have. Owner's drawings. There you go, children. We are done with the examples or main ways that businesses receive cash, and examples or main ways that a business pays or spends cash. What do we have next? Let's find out. Importance of the cash book. Importance. Why is this prime book used in a business? Well, you have to know, why is this prime book used? Why is it used? Why is this prime book? What is the prime book? What is the prime book? Why is this prime book? Why is the cash book used? Why is this prime book used? Those children who are wondering, why is this prime book used? Which prime book? Cash book. Why is cash book used in a business? Remember, cash book is a prime entry book. I told you that you are going to learn something else as we go on. But for now, we all know that cash book is a prime entry book. It is a prime entry book. Okay. Why is it used? Let's see. Children, most of the time cash book is used in order to keep records of cash transactions. So, to keep records of cash transactions of a business. Yeah, you have to mention that. Of a business. To keep track, monitor the regular or main payments and receipts, main payments and receipts. To keep track or monitor the main cash receipts and payments. Yeah. Importance of the cash book. All right, to keep the books, in an organized manner. Well, I hope you can read this, my handwriting. Yes, children, you can come up, you can mention these type of importances or uses of the cash book. The main role is keeping records of all the cash transactions. It is important to keep track or keep monitoring the regular and main cash transactions, cash payments and receipts. And another importance is to keep the books of accounts in an organized manner. To keep the books of accounts in an organized manner. Okay. Those are some of the importances or some of the main reasons why we keep the cash book. Source document relevant for the cash book. Okay. Source documents. What are source documents? Tell me. Source documents. Why aren't I hearing anything? Why can't I hear anything? I asked you what are source documents. Source documents, children. Source documents. Source documents means the documents which are prepared then and there as and when a transaction happens, by including all the information of that transaction. Documents. Well, those who did not watch the previous session, the previous lesson which was done, prime books and source documents related to those prime books, those children do not know that source documents are simply called bills. We simply call them bills in our day-to-day lives. This word is not the proper word, but this is the common word which is used. Bills. Bills which are used in every business. All the bills are called source documents. Yeah. So, what is the bill or the source document which is relevant for the cash book? What is it for the cash book? Receipts and vouchers, children. Receipts and vouchers. Receipts and vouchers. Alright. Receipts. Have you seen receipts? Haven't seen receipts? Receipts. Well, there's no need to think further. There's no need to think even. Every time you go to the supermarket, you get a receipt. Every time you go to the supermarket and purchase goods, you get a receipt. That is a receipt, children. You go to Kiehl's, you go to Cargill's, you go to Laughs, you go to whatever the supermarket you go to. You get a receipt for the goods that you purchase. They do not issue the goods without a receipt. They must, in every cashier, in every checkout cashier, for every payment, they must print a receipt. So you always get a receipt. And when I say receipts here, you think, receipts. What are receipts? There's no need to think even. Receipts. We deal with them every day. Receipts. Why do they issue receipts when you go and pay to buy your goods. I'm talking about the supermarkets. When customers buy goods, when they purchase, when we purchase our goods, with that grocery bag full of goods, why do they give the cash balance and the receipt of the transaction? Why is it a receipt? Why does it have to be a receipt? No clue? Because children, they receive money. They receive money from us, from the customers when we buy. We pay them. That means they receive the money. So to acknowledge the receipt of money, they issue the receipt to us. Simple. Yeah. That's why it says the bill or the source documents relevant for the cash book are receipts and vouchers. Now you know receipts are issued by a business when they receive cash. Then obviously vouchers are issued when they pay cash. Payment vouchers. Payment vouchers. We call them payment vouchers because vouchers are issued for paying of cash. Paying of cash. Okay? Payment vouchers. And receipts, we know, we just discussed about receipts. Receipts are issued for receiving of cash. Receiving, huh? Receiving and paying of cash. Alright, here we have a descriptive note about receipts. When a business receives cash, the business would issue a document called a receipt. Just now I told you by taking the supermarket example. When they receive cash, the business issues a document called receipt to the party who gave the money, that is us, who gave the money to the supermarket, to the cashier, who paid. We paid our money to buy the goods and we took the goods home with the receipt. Yeah. They gave us a receipt. They gave us to acknowledge that they received our money. So, in accounting, children, we always think from the business point of view, right? Don't think about any transaction when you're recording transaction. Don't think about any transaction from the customer's point of view. Okay, we always think, we must think from the business point of view, not from the customer's point of view. So we have to say, we, that is the business, when we receive cash. Now, in this moment, when I say, from this moment, when I say we, I mean the business. When I say we, I refer to the business. I refer to the business. So, don't mistake that. When we receive cash from the customers, we issue a receipt to the customer. Document called a receipt to the party who gave the money as evidence for such a cash receipt. Alright, there are some main points mentioned. Information which can be seen in receipts. A serial number, All right. Date, reason why, amount received, signature of the cashier. Main points, main things which are information which are mentioned on a receipt. Serial number, date of the cash receipt, reason, the reason why we received cash, amount, and the signature of the cashier. Signature of the cashier. Well, in supermarkets, children, they don't sign the receipt. There is no signature on the receipt. Yeah, it is just a printed receipt. No signature is required. But in most of the businesses, receipts are signed by the cashier. And this is also known as the cash receipt or cash memo. That's another name for receipts. Cash receipt or cash memo. Receipt is the written evidence of cash received by the business. The duplicate of the receipt should be received by the accountant of the business, and it is used as a source document to record the receipt of cash in the cash book. I told you this earlier. When the supermarket or when any business, when they issue the receipt to the customer, the original goes to the customer, but a copy is kept in the business. Okay, that is not only the receipt. The receipt which is given to the customer is not the only receipt. There is a copy which is kept in the business. That copy goes to the accountant or the bookkeeper, and from that copy, by referring to that copy, the bookkeeper records that transaction in the cash book. From that copy only, the transaction is entered to the cash book. Okay. Right. Okay. Moving on. Well, there is a sample of a cash receipt, children, or a memo. A sample of a cash memo. Okay. Here we have a cash memo sample. Business name, serial number. Serial number means, children, the receipt number, the number of the receipt. Okay, number of the receipt, serial number. Date, name of the customer, name of the customer. Yeah. Item description. Description of the items. Item number, let's say 00270. Customer has bought A4. Kavishka has bought A4 bundles. 10 A4 bundles. 10 A4 bundles. One A4 bundle is 100. That is the unit price. Then the total becomes, I'm sorry, I said 100, right? Unit price? No, not 100. One A4 bundle. That means unit price is 400. not 100, 400. So 400 into 10 becomes 4,000. Because Kavishka has bought 10 bundles of A4 bundles, 10. Okay. So the item description is very useful when we are referring to the transaction later. When we refer to get the information on a later date, the item description will be very important. Yeah, of course. And Kavishka has bought another item, let's say 00, item number 680. Let's say he bought CR books, 50 CR books, one is 150. So 1 unit means one item. Price of 1 unit means price of one item. It's 150. You must be wondering, where can we buy a CR book for 150? It's more than that, I think. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Let's say 150. One CR book, 1 unit means one item, one book is 150. He has bought 50 CR books, which means how much is the total? $7,500. Right. Then children, Kavishka has bought 2 items, 2 A4 bundles and CR books, right? Not 1 or 2. From those 2 items, he has bought 10 units and 50 units. That's it. We have prepared the cash receipt or the cash memo for Kavishka, our customer, right? And let's total his bill. Let's total his receipt. 7,500 plus 4,000. 11,500. This is the total. Is that correct? 11,500. With this total, Kavishka is going to pay in cash or he is going to pay by check. That is up to him. Alright. With this total, we will finalize the receipt. Prepared by, you have to write your name as the cashier. Who prepared this bill? Who prepared this receipt? That person's name should be here. Okay. Here. Prepared by. Let's say I prepared it. So I'll write my name. Prabhat Ranasinghe. Signature here. And if there's a supervisor, he can check this and write his name here. Let's say Nuwan. Check by Nuwan. He could be my supervisor. And signature of the authorized officer. The signature. Signed and finalized, the bill or the receipt is ready. The copy of this bill we should keep in our hands in the business, and the original should be given to Kavishka, the customer. That's it. Okay. That's it. Preparing a bill, preparing a receipt. Then when the original is given to the customer, the copy of it, which is kept in the business, is sent to the bookkeeper or the accounts department. at the end of the day or at the end of the week, or it doesn't matter. This bill or the receipt is used by the accounts department to record the transaction, this transaction, in the cash book. Simple as that. All right. So it is a cash memo or a cash receipt. I have more cash receipts right here. Sample cash receipts. Cash receipts right here. Okay. See the name of the company. This is a template. This is a sample. Okay. Name of the company, the address and the telephone numbers and all the information of the company, and cash receipt is printed here. Then the serial number here, customer's name here, rupees amount here, right? Payment received in cash or check, or you can tick whatever the method that Kavishka used to pay us. Total amount. Okay. And finally, you can sign the receipt and give this original to Kavishka, who is the customer, and keep the copy of it in order to be sent to the accounts department. This is a cash receipt. And on the other side, we have a cash voucher or payment voucher. These are for cash payments. Same, almost similar format, children. There's nothing new, right? Let's go to the next. Payment voucher is a document prepared by a business with relevant details as an evidence that cash payments are made. Which also should be authorized by a responsible officer. Should be signed by a responsible officer. Every payment voucher is given a consecutive serial number. That's a voucher number. This is written evidence of such payments because it should be authorized by a responsible person. There is no commonly accepted format for payment vouchers, but a voucher could be prepared based on the following general format. There is no specific format. Even for receipts, there is no specific format. Just the information which are important should be mentioned. Okay. You can even write by hand a voucher by looking at a format. You can even prepare by hand and sign it. Paid seal, issued to the customer. Okay. Receipts and vouchers. There we go, children. A voucher, format of a voucher, sample. Again, the business name is here on top. Business name is on top. Priyani Company Limited. Date is here. The date is here. Date is here. All right. This is the serial number, children. Serial number. Serial number. That means the voucher number. To pay Mr. or Mrs. Let's say the customers or the whoever who gets our payment. Let's say Mr. Hirun. Wettasing. Let's say Hirun Wettasing. We are paying Mr. Hiruna Wettasing for, let's say, building rent. He is the owner of our building and we have to pay him rent, amount 50,000. If it is a check, we have to mention the check number. We have to mention the check number. Signature of the preparer. If I prepared it, I have to sign it. And signature of the authorized officer who is permitting, who is authorizing the payment. Signature of the officer who authorized the payment. He can place his signature here. And another signature is needed if needed. Another officer can sign it. Here you go. This is a voucher. That's it. When we pay cash to somebody, the business, from the business side, from the business point of view, we have to issue a voucher to authorize the payment or to record the payment details, payment amount and the other information. So, likewise children, vouchers can be in any format as in the book, and as I have also mentioned, there is no specific format. You can stick to any format. You can just include the important information and prepare the voucher. Alright? Vouchers. Receipts and vouchers. Cash receivings, we issue receipts. Cash payments, we issue payment vouchers. Alright, this is the payment voucher we prepared. Something else here. What does it say? What is that? Well, this is that thing that you have been waiting for. I told you very clearly when we started the cash book, the lesson, children, I told you, for now you think of it. You think of the cash book as a prime entry book. I told you. And with that sentence, I added something else. I said, for now. For now, you think of the cash book as a prime entry. It doesn't matter. And I said, you're going to learn something when you go on. You're going to learn something more. This is that. Children, cash book plays a dual role. My star. Why is my star so ugly? Now it's proper. There you go. Cash book plays a dual role. What is that? What does it mean? A dual. Dual. Children, it means cash book is not only a prime entry book. No. It is not only a prime entry book. It has a dual role. In the beginning, children, we talked about the role of the cash book. Remember? We talked about the role of the cash book, importance of the cash book, and the role of the cash book. Role. Keeping records of all the cash transactions, cash receipts and payments of a business. This is the role of the cash book. The format is given here. Now here in this slide it says cash book it plays a dual role. Not one, but two. What does it mean? Well, it means, children, it is not only a prime book, it is a ledger account too. Now what is that? It is not only a prime book, it is a ledger account too. Which means, my dear students, when the cash book is used as a prime entry book, then and there in the business, on the cashier, on the desk, when the cash book is kept and recorded, all the transactions which are happening, all the cash transactions, when all the cash transactions are recorded, it has no other book or other account in the ledger. Cash book itself is the ledger account for cash transactions. I'll make it even more simpler. Every prime book, not only the cash book, every prime book, cash book, petty cash book, purchases journal, sales journal, general journal, every prime book is used on the cashier, on the counter, or near the cash register, if there's a cash register, is used by the modalali or the shopkeeper to record transactions then and there when the transactions happen. And in the previous session, I told you at the end of the month, all the prime books are totaled, the monthly sums are taken, sum up. You sum up every prime book, okay, take the sum, monthly total, and that should be transferred to ledger, to the ledger accounts as double entries, I told you this. But in the cash book, children, the entry, when one entry is recorded, and only one more entry should go to another ledger account. Well, it's going to get clearer when we do some exercises, when we prepare some cash books. Alright, so don't get frustrated now. Let's read out. Dual function of the cash book. Cash book functions as a prime entry book as businesses record the receipts and payments of cash at first in the cash book, then and there, when the transactions happen. Then the businesses record the receipts and payments of cash at first in the cash book using the receipts and vouchers. Okay. And cash book also functions as a ledger account as it has both the debit and credit sides. Therefore, cash book performs two functions. That's what I told you. Performs as a prime book, performs as a ledger account. Alright? Remember this, children, it's important. When I say important, I tell you, I say that it's important because in exams, questions have come from this. That's why I say important. Cash book plays a dual role. What is the dual role of the cash book? Dual role. It acts as a prime book as well as a ledger account. Dual role. Okay. Right. With this, children, we will wrap up this session about cash book. And in the next session, we are going to prepare the cash book. We are going to start preparing cash books. That is the fun part, right? So then, I hope to see you all again with our next session, in the next session, which is going to be preparing of cash books with discounts. Yeah. All right then. Thank you for being with me. Hope to see you soon. Thank you very much.